First off, I want to shout out Smush Parker. You know, I reached out to him in his DMs on Instagram. He followed me, I followed him back. You know, I reached out to him and asked him, basically just to let him know that I'm about to do a video on this, because I've seen all over the internet and stuff like that, people ask him these questions repeatedly. And I'm sure it gets annoying. So, I had to, come on, man. You just gotta show some simple respect and, just basically just let somebody know, like, yo, I'm gonna do a video on this, man. Because he's following me, I'm not gonna do no bitch shit. He's following me on Instagram. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do this video. If you're cool with it, let me know. If you're not cool with it, let me know. Because these dudes are people too, and this isn't like a pressing matter. But I definitely want to check with him and let him know that, yo, I'm about to do a video on this. It might, tick you off. It might not. Let me know. And he reached back to me. He said, go ahead and do the video. So I did it. And basically the question is, was Smush Parker actually trash? And I'm asking this question because I grew up during the 2000s. I watched a lot of these games. You know what I'm saying? I saw these series. And let me just say this right now: things are not always as what they seem. All right, you always have to look at them with a more analytical eye and not just look at what's being shown to you on a baseline level. So we're gonna start off with his history. William Henry Smush Parker is a 6'4" combo guard. In my opinion, he's a combo guard. Plays point and shooting guard. He's a combo guard from Brooklyn, New York, who played 7 seasons for various NBA teams. He's known mainly for his time with the LA Lakers. So he grew up in the basketball city of New York. He was a star guard, Newton High School varsity team in Elmhurst, Queens. He began college at, college school at College of Southern Idaho as a freshie, and he transferred over to Fordham University for the following season during his sophomore year. He was second team All A-10 and second team NABC All Region. So at Fordham, this boy, I ain't gonna lie, he's pretty good numbers, man. At Fordham, he averaged 16.5 points per game, on 4.5 assists per game, and 64 steals over 28 games on 43% shooting. After this, he went undrafted in the 2002 NBA draft. I made sure I put that steals, over the 28 games thing, because I wanted people to see, like, yo, this dude could play defense, man. He's nice. He's a big guard. He's 6'4" guard. Just when I say you're not gonna body him up and just intimidate him with size. So Parker, he played for 1 year for the Cavs, averaging, a modest 6.2 points per game on 83.1% from the free throw line, and a low 40% from the field. But in the 03-04 season, he actually helped Aris Thessaloniki. Y'all don't even want to know me telling how to practice that bullshit. He helped them win the Greek basketball cup. That's a Greek team. Against Olympiacos. And I was watching a video on this shit a couple months ago. Apparently, make sure I'm just saying it properly, I have to look it up again. Apparently, this motherfucker, during the game, some fan shot a motherfucking flare across this man's face, yo. From one side of the stands to the other, man. I don't know what kind of ghetto shit was going on. The interviewer asked him, if he was scared or what was he gonna do, and this man was like, "Nah, I'm from New York, ain't nothing gonna scare me. I don't want to know what kind of wild shit y'all boys do up there in New York. I mean, I got family up there in New York, but shit, that's crazy. That's crazy." Motherfucker said a flare shot across his face, and he was all good. He just wanted to play ball. But nah, man, people over there in Greece, they're wilding about that basketball. But back to the topic at hand. So my man. They, after that whole debacle, they had to force those fans. They had to kick them out, and they basically played the championship game in an empty arena. In 04, he returned to the NBA and played for the Pistons before being traded to Phoenix, where he only averaged 3 points per game. Shot a decent 46.7% from the field. His assist to turnover ratio was like 2.0 for the season, which is comparable to Russell Westbrook, actually. So Russell Westbrook can't really be talking, because if Smush is being talked about like this and you're averaging the same as Smush, you can't really talk. But I wanted to bring this up because this is mainly why people talk a lot of shit about Smush Parker. Kobe famously stated in a 2012 interview, he stated that Smush Parker, in quotes, shouldn't have been in the NBA, but we were too cheap to pay for a point guard, end quote. I I just think this is funny, man, because in the following season, not 2012, but in the following season, 2004, 2005, Smush would finally get his break, starting 82 games for the Los Angeles Lakers, after getting a nod from an impressed Phil Jackson. Parker averaged 11.5 points per game. While he wasn't a Klay Thompson, he wasn't no Klay, during his time in LA, he was shooting 37% from 3-point, distance, so he was a pretty good 3-point shooter. His per 36-minute stats are actually pretty impressive for his career. There's 12.6, as well as 4 assists per game on 70% free throw percentage and 43% field goal percentage and 35 from the three. And that's pretty damn impressive for somebody who's considered to be trash. So I'd look deeper into it. I was like, okay, let's look at this, because I honestly don't believe this dude is trash. After watching quite a bit of tape and reanalyzing these situations, dude was a decent, productive player, and really shouldn't be placed at that trash bag level. He's not trash bag. Phil Jackson apparently thought he was good enough to start. And, while he did get benched at the end of the 06-07 season, he was Phil Jackson's chosen starter over Aaron McKee and Sasha Vujacic. And if you want to look at it, on Basketball Reference, it says that Smush Parker has a similarity rating closest to Spencer Dinwiddie, Walt Kirk, Terry Rozier, and Rafer Alston. And all those players have all been respected. Nobody ever comes for them. Nobody ever tries them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, my man have bounce too, I saw a couple bodies this man gave. Don't sleep. My man had a couple bodies. I saw him body a couple people growing up, quite a few. But we got to return back to the Kobe situation, because you guys are probably wondering why he's getting, on his similarity score, he's compared to people like Spencer Dinwiddie and like Rafer Alston and Terry Rozier. And then you look at, how much he's being talked about. We got to return back to Kobe, and this is why I had to, DM him and, basically ask him if he's cool with me touching on this stuff. Because honestly, as a man, I cannot really knock, Smush's stance on the situation in regards to Kobe, because Kobe, the way he treated Smush was it was a little harsh, man. It was a little harsh. And I give Smush credit, because in all the interviews, he responds, properly. Like, when I say probably, like, how a man should, just no emotion, just straight facts. My man said it straight up. He said, Smush stated in the interview, he said, end quote, "You can't knock the man's legacy. You can't knock what he's done in basketball. His work ethic is tremendous. There's not an ounce of hate in my blood whatsoever. The guy can play basketball. You've seen that throughout his career. What I don't like about him is that he is, is who he is, his personality, how he treats people. I don't like that side of Kobe Bryant. The reason I wasn't a Laker after my second year is because I didn't bow down to Kobe. I didn't kiss his ass. I wasn't kissing his feet. Quite frankly, towards the end of the second season, I stopped passing the ball. I stopped giving him the ball. I started looking him off." End quote. I'm looking at that. I'm like, damn, man. It's very obvious there that there's a lot of tension in that locker room. It wasn't about basketball. It was about just straight up respect. If you hear about Smush Parker's initial encounter with Kobe, man, Kobe would straight up tell him like, "Yo, you're not even supposed to be here." He would just straight ignore him and shit like that. Just rude shit. It's just as a man, you just expect certain respect. I'm sure Smush didn't expect to go be there and go there and be his chum, but I mean, damn, some respect would have worked. So that's Kobe Bryant and bad leadership right there. Not making sure your teammates understand what the hierarchy is and how things are gonna work at your camp. But regardless, I was gonna say this, man. Smush Parker, and it's time for the Lakers. My man had a 104 offensive rating and a 108 defensive rating. If I compare them to somebody with similar ratings to him is in the NBA right now, someone like an Elfrid Payton, who has a 102 offensive rating and a 109 defensive rating, worse in both categories, and is a starting point guard. Like, are we gonna stop disrespecting Smush Parker like he's a straight scrub? Like, dude, I'm gonna take you back. History lesson, right? I saw the man in Game 4 of the 2006 playoffs. You guys probably know this game. This is the first round, I believe. My man, it was like 7.7 seconds left. Lakers were down 88-90, and literally Kobe's cutting off, he's cutting off the inbounder. He's blocking off the inbounder. And my man, Steve Nash, races around, he finally gets free, gets the ball. And my man, Smush Parker, runs up on the man, steals the ball, strips the ball, taps it, Devon George gets it. Kobe gets it later on, makes the game time layup. Boom. Right? Then they go to overtime, and y'all know what happens after that. Kobe hits the game winner. You know, Lakers go up 3-1. Kobe's a fucking legend, right? But nah, we got to stop disrespecting Smush Parker. If he doesn't get that steal, Lakers go up 3-2. They lose, and the series is 2-2. And, you know, same outcome total round overall, but, you know, Smush Parker was a decent guard who could start for a playoff team in the Western Conference. Like, I would be lying, you know, I'm be honest, I would be lying if I say that I never thought Smush Parker was trash bags, you know. I was young. Look, I'm only 19 right now, right? Like, I was young, okay? But probably around my high school days, man, I started watching more tape and watching more actual ball and actually analyzing the game. I'm like, dude, you know, as I get older, I saw how Kobe and Smush would talk about that situation. It's very clear, like it's super clear that this was not, you know, maybe it's not Smush's fault that the Lakers went down. You know, they lost the series after a 3-1 lead. Maybe Smush Parker didn't allow Kobe to lose valuable years of his prime. Maybe Kobe's terrible leadership failed to rally the troops enough to bring it all together. How about that? Let's think about that. All right. And to all the Kobe Bryant fanboys out there and the fake basketball heads, y'all got to stop acting like Smush Parker was Sean Bradley out here. My man was a decent player. I mean, you know, just put some respect on his name. I mean, yo, this ain't just because he follows me on IG. Like, fuck all that. Like, that's really not important. All right. I know I'm not no groupie ass nigga, man. That shit really doesn't mean nothing to me. But like, yo, it's about the fact we talking about facts, right? No, he's not gonna go down as Michael Jordan. No. But y'all need to stop acting like this man is David Stockton, all right? Y'all know who that is. Look up John Stockton's son. That's David Stockton. Look him up, all right? So basically, that's what we, just put some respect on his name. He's not trash. You know, I follow him on IG. He follows back. You know, he does camps for the kids. You know, he's out here preaching too. Basically, I just want to start debunking, you know, certain myths about failed teams and supposed garbage players and overrated players as well. We're going to be doing that kind of stuff. But put some respect on Smush Parker's name.